So have you heard the story about the doctor that is being sued because she pulled the head off a baby during delivery and then tried to cover it up? This is one of the most insane stories I've ever covered, and it has not been getting enough attention, but I'm going to go through it and break down exactly what happened. So the doctor's name is Dr. Tracy St. Julian, right? And you had Jessica Ross and Travion Taylor, who were excited to have their first son together, right?
Right.
So Jessica had been diagnosed with diabetes during the pregnancy, and she kind of had a rough pregnancy, but everything was going according to schedule. She made it to all her doctor's appointments. They were excited. And fast forward, day comes, they're about to have their baby, right?
They made it up to the high-risk pregnancy.
Exactly. So they're about to have the baby, and after like a 10-hour, her being in labor for 10 hours, the doctor comes in, getting ready to deliver the baby, right? So during the delivery, she starts pulling on the baby's head because the baby's shoulders is stuck in the birth canal. While she's pulling on the baby's head, she ends up breaking bones in the face, bones in the neck, and I guess being so rough that she injured the baby, right? So fast forward, they have to do an emergency C-section because they realize that this baby is not coming out, right? Mm-hmm. So they end up, hours later though, it's not like they immediately hop to the C-section.
As they should have.
Hours later, they end up having the C-section, and when they pulled the baby out, they pulled the baby's torso out, and there's not a whole baby there. The head is still stuck in the vagina, and the baby comes out with no head. As soon as that happened, they start trying to cover it up, and this is what they did to try to cover it up.
When the womb was open, the feet came out, the body came out, and there was no head. The head was stuck in the vagina.
The couple's attorneys allege nurses and medical staff at the hospital lied to the couple about what happened, discouraged them from getting an autopsy, tried to encourage them to cremate the child, and failed to report the death to the medical examiner.
They also did not report the death to the authorities of Clayton County.
It sounds like they had something to hide, but it gets worse. Oh, this is just the beginning of the story. It gets much worse. Okay, so they lied to them about what happened. They didn't want them to cremate. They tried to get them to cremate the child because, of course, they didn't want to have evidence. Yeah. They didn't report this to the medical examiner, but that ain't even the worst part. When the parents were trying to see the baby, they didn't want to show it. Eventually, they did. And when they did, they brought the baby propped out and tried to hold the head on like it was still attached to fake out the parents.
I'm coming for y'all with everything I got as the lawyer.
This is the lawyer talking about it.
When they wrapped this baby up tightly, they propped the baby's head up on top of the blanket to make it appear as though the head was actually attached when it wasn't.
That is an attempt to defraud and deceive the family.
No shit. And then you would think that would just be the worst of it, but again, this story gets even darker. So to add insult to injury, something more egregious would happen beyond this situation with an entirely different doctor. Once they eventually find out, because they didn't find out that the baby's head wasn't attached until the funeral company that was going to bury the baby found out. Then they found out. So they still didn't know till days later. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
But not only that, they eventually, of course, when they did find out, went to go get an autopsy from an independent doctor, right? This doctor did the most unthinkable thing possible and started posting pictures of the baby's autopsy on Instagram.
Lock them all up and take their license. Because how do you sleep at night? Like that is ridiculous. That is someone's child. That is a human being.
And so this is what the doctor who posted the pictures had to say, and which is fucking insane.
The couple has accused Dr. Jackson Gates of taking $2,500 to do an autopsy on baby Isaiah, but they claim Dr. Gates put autopsy pictures of their dead child on Instagram. Dr. Gates says anything he posted was for educational purposes in a post he put on social media.
What community and country do we live in when somebody can actually form the words and say it's okay to post photos of a decapitated baby, a couple's baby, without their consent, without their permission, and think it's okay?
It's not.
It's not okay. So, I don't know. I think the entire situation is insane. It's crazy. I hate that this couple had to go through multiple instances for two different doctors of them just not caring about their child. And then this dude, he came back and then tried to excuse himself by saying this.
I want you to hear this clearly. I will never divulge the identity or disclose the identity of any live patients or either deceased patients that come for my care.
But you posted those damn pictures.
And I'm
allegedly
positive that that's going to identify a baby. This whole thing is under investigation. Why would you post that?
Exactly.
That's the whole reason why you had to do the autopsy.
And even if you wanted to educate, why would you post that without talking to the parents first? But you know why you didn't?
This is a traumatic situation that
you
they're
want to know
going
why
through.
you didn't do it? Because you knew they say no. Like, it's an ongoing investigation. And then what happened to doctor-patient confidentiality?
Like, is that not a thing no more? As somebody who worked in the medical field for years, nah, bro. As a parent, you got me fucked up.
I don't understand how even.
Nah.
And then my thing is, okay, cool. You wanted to educate people. Did you not stop to think for 2 seconds about how this will make them feel after they've already been through such a traumatic event?
People sending them this picture saying, hey, this has been posted.
Think about it. They don't have pictures. Like, they're not taking pictures of the baby at any point. I'm pretty sure they didn't. So you're the person with the pictures and you're the person that's posting them.
And that's how they're going to remember their child.
That's how, exactly.
That's the last face of your child that you see, instead of, I would have been super okay with just the sonogram being the last one that I saw or the prop.
100%.
But seeing my child like that.
And then you deciding to post it, I just don't understand the logic behind that. This is the thing, even with the doctor. I don't understand that shit either. But if you made a mistake, right? It's a genuine mistake. Why try to cover it up? Like, you got insurance for this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
the mistake,
accidental death insurance or whatever.
Whatever. You have, like, every doctor has to be insured. So my whole thing is, why would y'all, like, that is the part to me that makes it disgusting. Like,
because you knew you did something wrong.
Exactly.
You knew you did something wrong.
That makes me believe. Exactly. That makes me believe you knew you did, exactly, that you knew exactly what you were doing when you made that mistake, that you pulled too hard on that baby, that you crushed the face in.
What are the other, what's his mortality rate with infants in general?
Well, it's a woman.
That's even worse, because you know, as a woman, if you're a doctor, in my opinion, you know when a woman is in distress when it comes to a baby's shoulders being too wide, the birth canal being too small, so on and so forth. So you should have been to the C-section. Offer it. Let's be real about that part. But the fact that, and then on top of it, the doctor was a woman. How, as a woman, can you do that to another woman? As a person in general.
As a human being, how would you wrap the baby up and brought it to the parents? Like, come on, G.
You had to give someone instructions. Hey, hold the baby this way, make the wrap this tight, or put this in there so the baby's head stays. You had to, like, consciously think of a way to defraud these parents on what was going on with their baby.
And the fact that they didn't even find out until the funeral home told them, like, y'all disgusting. So
fire the whole hospital.
Fire everybody. So now they are being investigated by law enforcement because, again, they also didn't report the death to the proper authorities when they were supposed to.
How many others has she done this to?
Exactly.
I want her to, they need to pull up her birth rates.
Exactly.
All the mortality rate, all of it.
And that's what I'm saying. You know, and that's the other thing too. Black women have like the highest mortality rate when it comes to giving birth. Doctors usually don't believe them about their pain levels or like listen to them. Like,
we're seen as lesser than.
Exactly. Have an entirely different when they have children in this country.
We get doctors like this.
Exactly. So as a
it's just
woman,
a big head baby.
You would believe that you wouldn't have to deal with this, but she was a goddamn butcher. Like literally. And how hard, and this is the thing, I understand, I could see, because it's a baby, and I know that they're kind of rough when they're delivering sometimes, because the human body can withstand a lot more than you think it can. I can understand a little bit, maybe some bones being broken or something, but how did you pull the entire head off?
Because
that means you broke skin.
When they pulled that baby out of the C-section, it was coming out the opposite way. So it's coming out feet first at that point. You yanked that baby out because you had to have, and already had stretched the skin to a point. Man.
That's what I'm saying. It's disgusting. So unfortunately, I hope that these parents get justice. I hope that they get fucking $100 million from this hospital.
They should own that hospital.
They should be named after their son by the time that they're done. And I hope that the doctor that posted pictures, I hope he doesn't have a license after this. I hope neither one of them can work anymore.
They both don't need to practice ever again.
Because that should be 101, divulging. He said, I will never divulge a patient's. You posted
pictures. You didn't blur out the face or nothing, bro. That is you divulging a patient's information.
What happened to HIPAA, bro? Like, he just don't give a fuck about none of that.
Like, none of it.
And then you know he ain't shit because at least the other doctor had the decency to let the lawyers handle it.
Right, and put up a PR statement, a press release or whatever.
Exactly.
You come on here with these McGoogle goggles that you got on.
And think it's okay for you to drop
a line up on his face and everything to drop this video.
Drop this video like, oh, I'm about to shut him down right now. No, nigga,
who is doing your PR? Fire him immediately.
About to cost you, my G. They taking you to the cleaners after this.
So anybody finna go, all his patients probably dropped him immediately. I hope you did. If you didn't, you're crazy.
We hope that the family gets justice, and it is a very sad story, but I think it deserves a lot more attention so that way people understand that these types of things can and do happen, because a lot of times we think think that this person's a doctor, we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Or that if we go to the, like, it's gonna be.
I gotta trust what they say. I gotta go with what they say. No, you need to listen to your body. And as Black women, I do apologize, but as Black women, we need to stand up for ourselves in the delivery room. Point blank, period. Black doctor, white doctor, doula, doing a natural C-section or whatever. We need to stand up for ourselves. There are way too many Black women and Black children dying during childbirth. It's ridiculous with the modern technology that we have. You would think we in the Stone Ages with the mortality rates for Black infants. That's ridiculous.
Unfortunately. So yeah, we will keep you updated if there is another big update. Hopefully nothing else comes out that makes this even more of a terrible case, and hopefully they get the justice they deserve.
My prayers go out to that family.